Well, it's that time again. Another episode. Another week has gone by. Lots of fun stuff has happened. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome. Hi. We're alive.
Yep,
We'll say
we
that.
didn't die.
Highlight, low light. Go.
Well, I'm gonna say, I guess we'll do the low light first.
Lead in with that. Okay.
Yeah, I don't like docking. I don't know if I'll ever come to like it. Um,
Wait. We have to back up. So we moved to our 30-foot slip here at the Blaine Marina because we got the call that we got the 30-foot slip pretty much the day after, right? Yeah, day after we moved
2
the
days.
boat. 2 days
2 days.
after we moved the boat to here. So that was good. A bunch of money saving with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So moving the boat all of 5 minutes from where it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just I
What don't you like about?
I think just not really all that experience doing it with just, me and you. It's always been with someone else more wise in the ways of docking. And, I think one of the things too that we should have been more prepared, and I think maybe checked some currents and things and not tried to leave when it was really pushing the boat away from the dock. Um, yeah, yeah, we can get more into that, but I'm trying to look back on it as a lesson, and we know now. We can kind of laugh about it because we didn't die.
I think I'm laughing way more because of how horrendous it really was.
It really was. But on a show for everybody.
I so wish. I'll always regret not being able to just watch, and I guess that's where we would need video footage, but
Yeah,
we're too lazy to
yeah,
do that.
no,
So
it's
this is
too
what you
much.
get.
Yeah, you guys talking about it. I guess the highlight would be we didn't blow the motor up, so that's good. It's a plus right there.
We'll get more into that. My turn.
Your turn. Highlight, low light, go.
I'll start with the highlight because positivity is key. um, I did a lot more, I guess, than I thought I would in the whole process of getting out of our slip, which is exciting. Um, I ended up being at the front of the boat and doing, what was it called? That was considered, I guess, a spring line, but not.
You were slipping one of the dock lines.
Slipping one of the dock lines from the cleat on
Yeah.
the dock while he was going. By the way, this is after probably 45 minutes of us trying to figure out what to do before actually. Well, we had tried a couple times to actually get out of the slip with me at the wheel, Dustin on the dock. That wasn't working very well.
No.
We almost hit the boat next to us. We didn't. Everything's fine. Didn't hit the dock at all. Just a lot of moments of me close to tears, him yelling very loudly out of fear. It was just not pretty.
Yeah, no.
Me not knowing where the thing for the motor to turn it off is.
Yeah.
It's right there to your left, to your right. I don't know my lefts and rights. So, what was that?
What? Nothing. No.
Laugh it up. So, yes, we ended up, he got onto the boat from lifting the last line at the stern, and then he got on and took the wheel. I was still at the front, pulling the line, just keeping us close to the dock while he was reversing out of the slip. And then we were out, but then...
Well, we were literally not even like...
I guess this is my low light.
I don't know, not even like a minute or two like out of the slip, and I kind of just glanced down at the temperature gauge. I was like, oh, that's really hot.
So I'm still at the front, and he says, "We're overheating, babe. We're overheating." I'm like, "What do you mean?" I'm walking back as the boat is moving ever so slowly to the cockpit, and I'm just like, "Just turn it off." He's like, "We're gonna hit the boat." He turned it off, and then we were gonna hit the boat, so he turned it back on.
Yeah.
And then you're just standing and steering to our slip, and I was kind of ready to jump off the boat. With or without me.
Yeah, it's just the motor's fine. Everything's fine. No actual overheat alarm was going off, which was interesting. I don't know.
But do you think that's because of the temperature gauge? The thermostat?
I don't know. Well, there is no thermostat.
Well, that's what I mean. So that because there's no thermostat, which we took off, I think you mentioned in the last episode. So that wouldn't cause alarm not going off?
No, because there's a sensor that hooks up. It's connected to that sensor. I just don't think it actually got to the correct... Oh my God, we're overheating. I mean, the motor didn't stall or anything. It sounded fine. It was
Everything
just running
sounded
really
fine.
hot. So
it was also running on idle for at least 45 minutes.
Yeah, but that doesn't have anything to do with it. It should be able to run for hours and hours and hours at idle.
Crazy.
We ran it for 6 hours perfectly
No, but it was
fine.
running. It wasn't idling.
It doesn't matter.
Would you run a car on idle for an hour?
You should, at least diesel motors, yeah, you should be able to run them on idle for hours.
Should be.
Hours.
How old is this boat?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's 45 years old, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, it was just there was a little bubble in the there was an air bubble in the coolant system, and now we know how to bleed it, so it's good for next time if it happens. These motors are finicky. It's our curse to get a boat with a finicky motor.
He added coolant, which we have from the past people, previous owners.
Yeah.
With all of our findings. So yeah, that was a low light. Just like being in the middle on the water and getting these reactions that were overheating, and it was scary, but everything was fine. We got help. We got help coming into our new slip from our new acquaintances, neighbors, slip neighbors.
Yep.
And everyone's really nice. We found all the young people.
Yeah.
Here in Blaine.
Literally. I think we found all of them.
Like
our age. Maybe even like a couple years older than us.
It's crazy.
That's where they all are, living on boats.
So yeah, I mean that was nice just to get talking to people and learning the ins and outs of everything around there. I mean the marina is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. It's just I've never seen a marina look so pretty and so kept up with. Like the bathrooms are immaculate. The gates are just really nice.
Yeah.
Have you, with your boats, have you ever seen gates like that where it's like an enclosed, like house? Like, you know, we have to go into the door.
Mm-hmm.
Never seen anything like that.
I mean, like the marina in Sodus, I guess the whole office and everything was like contained in like one building like that. Yeah, but I mean, most of the marinas, you know, in Rochester, they're not. I think there's like maybe a couple that are gated, but none of them are concrete. I think, well, the one marina in Sodus had a big concrete pier, but like the docks themselves were wooden. Where like these are all concrete. right? They're all fixed cement, like concrete docks. So that does make the look. It just makes it look nicer.
They're
You know,
very
you
nice.
don't have old rotting wood, nice cement docks that aren't going anywhere.
Huge.
You know, I mean, they're huge. But, yeah, it's been a week of lessons learned.
We refill.
Ended on some highlights, though. I think.
Yes, I think we were so tired from everything that we did. We were gonna stay another night, but it's a lot. So we ended up also refilling both of the water tanks that we have, and so you had filled one.
I had filled one, and I don't even think I filled it all the way. I think I just filled one, and
Well, what we did differently this time was I was up top with the hose filling the tanks, and he was down below looking and just seeing the levels go up. So that was helpful. You know, we're learning, we're doing things differently, seeing what works, trial and error. But yeah, so I was up top at the bow with the hose and the holes, 2 holes for 2 tanks, because there's only 2 tanks.
Yep, only 2 water tanks.
And that it comes out to what, 40?
I think it's technically would be 43 gallons, I believe. Yeah, altogether it's 43 gallons, which is quite a bit of water. I mean, normally in a day, what's the normal, like, allotted amount, I guess, of water, like water you're supposed to drink a day? Isn't it a gallon, or is it less?
Well, let's do when we stayed at a cabin in the Adirondacks in New York, kind of right after we got married. This cabin that we stayed at, it had a 30-gallon water tank.
Yeah.
So we were there for a week, and I mean, we were showering, we were doing dishes, and so
we only ran out of water once, and we didn't even know how full the tank even was when we ran out, and that was like halfway through.
But then it lasted us the rest
of the time we were there.
I think it was halfway through that they had to come refill it.
Yeah, and it was more because they hadn't filled it. I remember her saying,
did she say that?
Yeah, that they forgot to come out and fill it before we got there.
Okay.
Because she was saying it shouldn't have ran out. It should have lasted you the whole week. I remember she was surprised.
Huh.
But yeah, I think.
Well, you think people average about 2 weeks on the water with water?
I mean, especially because we're not going to be showering
on
the boat. We might eventually, but it's just not
it does
set
have
up for
a
that.
shower
Right?
installed already.
There is some improvements that some people say to do to install, like a little sump underneath and some stuff like that. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we're used to, I think we're really only going to be doing long weekends. I think even when we move on the boat, we'll probably really only be doing long weekends for the first little while. And we're kind of used to not showering, from camping and stuff. So,
yeah, like long weekends, yeah. But we will have ocean if we feel brave enough to.
Yeah, if we're shallow enough water and we want to dip our toe in. I don't know. Some people say, yeah, it's fine to swim up here. Other people just, like our one neighbor, he's like, you will not get me in that water. So I think it's to each their own,
I think a jump in and out.
Yeah, I think like a quick, jump in,
rinse
jump
the
out.
Soap off.
Yeah. I'd do it.
I'd do it.
Just have a bucket of fresh water ready, and you soap up before you jump in, and then rinse or get everything off, and then climb back up, and then just dump a fresh water bucket on your head just to get all the salt off. I mean, that's how a lot of people shower.
I do like the solar shower idea.
Yeah, we could always do that too.
True Spirit. It's in there. Go watch
The
it.
sun definitely gets hot enough. So
Yeah, even if the water doesn't, sun does.
you know.
It was beautiful. We both got sunburned
Sure. Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah. Lesson learned. Sunscreen. People.
We did.
Sunscreen.
We did it. We just didn't put it on fast enough. We were up early. Okay. I was up, I think, at like 7. Yeah, right around 7.
It was like 7:30, I think, when I.
Yeah, that was by the time we got up and
Yeah.
we were drinking coffee. And
Yeah.
I mean, the sun was already beating.
Oh yeah.
Like,
It was already warm.
ugh.
Which part of it I think is just because we're just not used to it yet. You know, it's been so cold and nasty here. We haven't really had warm days, so.
That was the first day here that it was like warm with
yeah.
sun at the same
And
time.
no rain.
Yeah, no rain. Not at all.
No rain.
Not even a sliver. Which is fine. It was great. It's
It
just
was awesome.
we gotta really be diligent with that. And then plus, not sleeping because of our other new neighbors. Seagulls. The rats of the sky. Our slip is right near the boathouses at this marina, and we can't see the seagulls. They're like on the other side of it, but
On the break wall.
on the break wall. Okay.
Mhm.
All night. All
They didn't stop.
night.
They didn't stop.
It was like it was 2 p.m. All night. So, yeah. My melatonin didn't even touch that issue. So, we'll have to either not get used to that and just might not be sleeping on there as much as we hoped, or we get used to it and
I think it'll be once we're comfortable going out and anchoring somewhere, like in the summer, we just start going out for the weekend and like anchoring in Susha or wherever, we want to go.
Yeah.
And just try not to be in the marina a lot. That's kind of what we want to do anyway. Might as well.
Yeah. Their water tastes a little funky, but it's fine.
Yeah, and I mean, even if it's, even if we spend one night, like a Friday night, and then we go out, Saturday, or we just go out, depending on where we're going, we go out Saturday or Friday night, like if we're going to Susha or something. It's right here. It's only
and
3
sushi,
hours.
yeah, 3 hours away. That's a very popular spot for boats around here. It's one of the San Juan Islands where we could see whales. Yeah. Yeah. They saw them.
Yeah.
Well, switching gears. First woman to win the Golden Globe, right?
Yep.
Kirsten, we don't know the last name.
Kirsten Newshafer, I think.
And she's from South Africa.
I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, she's South African. So, I don't even think it really made like any national news
sad.
or anything. I mean, the race really has never gotten much coverage, to be honest, like globally. It's one of those like niche races that, to be honest, no one but in the sailing community cares about.
We're going to change it.
So, she did it in, I think it was 235 days. So, yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I think she set, like, what did she set? She set, like, 3 records. Like, actual, like, race records. I think she set the fastest, like, average speed over 8 hours. And I think the most distance traveled in 24 hours and the most distance traveled in 7 days or something like that. I don't remember the distance traveled, but it was like she was cruising, especially because like I think there was a time like in the beginning she was in more of the back of the pack, and for her to come back and win it is amazing. And the crazy thing is, they had no access to internet, so like no one knew their place.
That is wild to me when you said that,
Yeah.
because I'm just thinking about like just racing people. Like,
Yeah.
what if I ran all my races when I did track like in a box and like I couldn't see anybody?
Yeah.
Like, it's just weird.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. They didn't know where they were. Like, I think the guy in second place, I think he finished yesterday. I think yesterday he finished. But like they were neck and neck for
But they didn't even
a couple
know
weeks.
they
But
were next.
they
They can't even see each other. Like, you can't even see them. Like, outside of your boat, they're too far away.
I think so. Yeah, he was a pretty good distance
It's
from her.
crazy.
But like distance wise to each other compared to they were only like a couple nautical miles, like distance at certain times. So
yeah, you can't.
And it was crazy too, because like at the end, the wind like pretty much completely died. So she was like crawling trying to get across the finish line, and it's no motor. So
Did we ever? We did. What was that movie we watched with Dirty Dancing chick? Wind.
Wind.
That's a good one. It's okay.
You didn't like it as much. I liked it. That was about the what race was that? That was one of the cups.
It's just it's kind of, it was hard to follow a little bit. Yeah. It was a cup. It was Australia. Yes, because they held it for a while, right? Wasn't it in Australia?
It was.
Maybe not.
I think the first race that they did was held by like the Americans for a long time.
Because whoever wins it
gets the cup.
So then they host, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so then like the Australian guys won, and it was like the first time in like however many years that they had won. And then it was like kind of like an underdog story, I guess, kind of a little bit like the guy came back and designed his own boat.
Yeah, they built their own boat.
Yeah.
It's just kind of hard to follow, but it was cool. It was a cool concept.
It was cool. It was an older movie. It was still good. It was still a lot of really good sailing scenes, and which was kind of one of the things that True Spirit didn't really have a lot of. Granted, it was a great story. Like I
think it was more for
not bashing her in any way, but like it was the one thing Netflix. You could have added maybe. There was like only a couple scenes for like actually sailing.
It's probably hard to film in a way, like getting those perfect shots.
Maybe, yeah. But
especially if she's never sailed before. I wonder if the actress.
But I would think it would almost be like, couldn't you just stunt double it though?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's how all other movies are done. Like there's people who've never flown planes or whatever.
Jump off buildings.
Yeah, but they,
That's
they
true.
have people that stand in for them and do that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, a lot of it was just the shots and just, it's hard to do that,
I think it was definitely more of the inspiration.
Yeah, it was more of what it was.
But like those scenes
wasn't
from
as
Wind,
much. Yeah.
Wow. So they had a crew in that movie.
Yep.
Because you're racing, I guess. What size boat was it? It was bigger. It was bigger than ours.
Mm-hmm.
Bigger than 30 feet.
I think it was like a 36, maybe a 40. I forget.
Cool. But like
they measured them in meters. I think. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Just the way how fast they had to go, like with the winches. Like I'm watching this and I asked him, like, do I have to do that? I was so scared, like that was about to be my life for a minute. Just
not that fast.
It's insane.
A bit of speed, but nothing like that. They had
because they had people on all of the winches.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought I would have to go that fast between all of the winches.
No.
Because that'll be my job, I think. I'm going to be handling the sails where he's going to be at the wheel for the most part.
I think for the most part, yeah. Till we get an autopilot, and then,
We'll just
and
sit
then,
on the bow.
well, I think even just like they'll, it's just like having an extra crew member, right? It'll just be like the autopilot will be like having someone at the wheel
It's
at all
like cruise
times.
control in a car, but it also lets you turn. It does the turning for you.
Yeah, you can. There's some pretty cool features. Like there's a tack setting where you can say, hey, I want to go that way, and you're this way, and it will actually like auto tack you across. So you can all you got to do is just handle like the sheets and everything.
How does it know which way to? Oh wait,
GPS.
We have to explain tacking. Go. Layman's explain.
So tacking is you are going from one point of sail close to the wind to another point of sail close to the wind. So tacking is when you are, let's say you're going northwest and you're sailing what's called close hauled. So the sail or the wind is you're kind of you're almost sailing like into the wind. There's like a 45-degree angle on both sides of the direction that the wind is coming that you can sail. You can't sail within that 45 degrees. I mean, I guess you kind of can, but it doesn't work very well. Where those are the considered close haul points of sail.
You can't sail head on into the
Nope.
wind.
Because you have nothing to fill your sails.
Yeah. Nothing to fill your sails.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're more interested in that, Google is your friend on all the physics of sailboats. I only understand it enough to explain it.
To me?
Yeah.
Maybe.
So tacking is when, let's say you're going northwest, you're close hauled, and let's say you want to go northeast, right? So when you're tacking, you're going to come across the wind from a port tack to a starboard tack. So it's basically the act of coming across the wind, and you have to like move your sails and reposition and then retrim them.
So if you were watching this from above, like in a drone, would it be like a diagonal shape you're making? Like zigzag, I mean?
Yes.
Zigzag.
Yes.
That's right.
Yep.
You have to keep the wind coming into your sails so that, yeah.
And actually, zigzagging is actually the fastest way to get from point A to point B. Fun fact.
Oh.
But that's how a lot of people, I mean, that's how you got to get somewhere sometimes. If you're going upwind, you're going to attack, a lot and just zigzag up whatever you want to go.
Why does there have to be such technical terms for all of this? Can't you just say zigzag? Well, who comes up with this stuff?
I don't know. It's been terms for so long that no one's tried to change it.
Well, that's the thing.
But
like
I think it's also like the shortness of it in a way, right? So you can just say crew ready to tack, and they say, yes, ready, and then you tack.
Huh.
Where if you were to say crew zigzag, you ready?
Which way?
Which way?
When you could just say port or starboard tack, or compared to port, zigzag port.
Yeah.
Maybe that wasn't even a term back then.
Yeah. And jibing.
What?
Is if we're gonna get on sailboat terms.
Sure.
Jibing is, if I remember correctly, jibing is when you're sailing downwind on a point of sail and you want to change to a different point of sail. I think.
I want to sing hand jive, but I forget how it goes.
Jibing can be a lot more dangerous than tacking, because you're moving across the wind with the wind at your back, so it can force stuff a lot faster.
Oh,
than when you're trying to tack like upwind.
They're going way slower.
Yeah.
Hmm. Wow. Edumacation, it never ends over here until I say please stop because I can't handle anymore.
Or she just goes glassy-eyed and just doesn't say anything.
The glaze.
And I just keep talking and I look over
talking.
and I'm like, she's not retaining.
He doesn't stop. He'll just keep going though. He's just wasting his breath, but it's okay. I'll take something in. But backing up a little bit, I just want to add Kirsten is a pink blue. Lots of I can't wait to look at this more because I'm seeing a trend of pink female sailors. I just find it very funny. Just pink and blue. So
that's interesting.
Isn't it funny? I really think it has to do with and they're like by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta look around and see who else I can find because
they're just like enjoyment of it, maybe.
Yeah,
like just finding
and they
their
don't
own,
care what people think. They don't see anything wrong with it.
Yeah,
not that there is anything wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
Even though society kind of has trained us to be like, you can't go out there by yourself. Like, yes, I can. Watch me. Like,
look up. Heck's her name? Is it Laura Decker?
Oh, is that the other? We
that was the chick from.
Is she the one that circumnavigated, but she like took her time, or is that another girl?
Hers wasn't a nonstop circumnavigation, but she was still young.
Yeah.
She was from Denmark, I believe.
Yes.
We gotta find that.
I wonder if it's still
again.
on there. There's so many. I mean, there's not a lot, but there are at the same time. More than I guess I would ever expect. You think about like car movies.
Mm-hmm.
I guess there's pretty much just as many major car movies.
Yeah. And I feel like she did hers. I think she was before Jessica.
Yeah.
I feel like she was.
I think you're right. Yeah. And I think she was younger. She was like 14.
Yeah, she was like 14 or 15. No, she was 14, I think. Yeah. But she didn't do it nonstop. She
made a bunch of friends.
Yeah, she got into a bit of like major trouble with like a couple storms.
Oh. How big was her boat? We'll have to look at. We'll get back to you on the details. Guppy. But yeah, I'll look her up too because I'll look at her colors. If this is a trend, I'm gonna have to definitely make like a. It's just so funny. What else did we do? Well, we cleaned Eiler off, like really cleaned her with like reef safe soap, boat soap, and lots of scrubby sponges, and you got the outside. You had hosed off the one side in Bellingham, but
yeah, it's still got to be cleaned, but it's not as bad as the other side was. The other side was just all the algae and stuff that just grows up here, and just old boat stuff. I mean, we definitely, I think, should see if we could borrow our neighbor's pressure washer and give it a good pressure wash, but we got the majority of it.
It feels a lot better.
Yeah,
like just sitting on it, it's not as icky.
Yeah.
Not that it was terrible.
No.
You could just feel the dirt and like the salt, so it feels better. What the heck was I just gonna say?
Oh, we took the Dodger down.
Yes. As soon as you said algae, I was like, oh,
yeah. we took the Dodger down. It was old, and I wouldn't say we broke it. It's just it's been on that frame for so long, and
he tried to unzip things.
Yeah, just me messing with stuff. And it just
it can't sit still.
It would not fully go back on right. And I was like, well, maybe we should just take it off anyway, because it does kind of get in the way. It's like right in my eye line, So we are gonna get a new one made
because we still have the frame.
Yeah,
he took that off, and then
it won't fit anywhere.
I'm not even like ready to go. I still have my pajama pants on. Like, not even done with my coffee. He's up there taking off this fucking shit. I'm ready to just clobber him. Like, can you just wait 5 minutes? He's impatient green. So, and then you're coming down with this freaking frame. I'm like, oh my god, I'm just watching. He's gonna hit something. He was knocking stuff over. Like, so then I go into the V-berth and get some normal clothes on because I'm like, he's gonna freaking need help. He's not gonna say it, but he's gonna need help. And so we tried to get it into the V-berth. It wouldn't fit, of course.
In the quarter berth, yeah.
Quarter berth, yeah. Under the cockpit, that's where that is. And no, of course it wouldn't fit. So then we bring it back up to the deck, and it's big. Like, I don't even know how wide. It's like as wide as
the boat is.
The boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fine. It'll just stay up, and
it's something to grab too. Like when you're getting on the boat, that's really what I was nervous about, because the canvas kind of, I guess it holds it together. Well, yeah, it holds that one rod.
Yeah, it holds the one part up. We might take that one part off because I think it unscrews. There's like 2 pins in it that unscrew. We should be able to take that off. That at least should fit, I think, underneath.
Yeah, but it hasn't gotten in our way.
No, I have it bungeed up to.
Oh, just you bungee
now? Yeah.
But
so
it's
I
just
hit my head
nice...
on it a couple times. So I was like, "It's going up."
Yeah,
going
I did too. So yeah,
So you know, it's summertime too. Well, it's getting to summertime, so you know, I think we might miss it a little bit, but I don't know.
We'll see what happens. We have a girl from a canvas place here coming to do some measurements.
Either this week or maybe next week, she said.
Get an estimate. Don't they have like a 9-month?
Yeah, they're way. Well, at least that was for a full enclosure.
Oh, which we're not gonna do anymore.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a different lead time for not in full enclosure. We'll also have to ask. It might still be, but I mean, it'd be, I guess, better in the long run. Because we could technically...
What would be better?
To wait. I mean, we could technically buy a Bimini now. But the thing is, too, we would have to get it modified to fit how we want it to fit, right? And...
Well, Bimini, by the way, backing up, that part, it's usually the very back of the boat, right? Is it always at the back of the boat?
Yeah, it usually covers like the helm area.
Like where you're at the wheel.
Yep.
Where a Dodger is, it covers the companionway entrance.
Yep.
So then, like, when you're in the cockpit, you have that big open space between these two, like, overhanging canvas things. Mm-hmm. Where a full enclosure, you would have the whole top covered. And then you have, like, these windows that you can get.
There's like a connecting piece you can get between the Bimini and the Dodger. You know, it's just like a piece of fabric that like zips to both.
And that's what our friends have in Bellingham. They have a full enclosure, but they also have like a big family that comes on their boat, so they definitely get use out of that extra space. They have the same size boat that we do, so they have like people sleep in the enclosure, and then they've got all the space, and like it's good for them. It works for them. Mm-hmm. But for 2 people, we kind of decided,
with how much it would cost to get a full enclosure and how much we would really be using it as a full enclosure
with the windows down.
Yeah, we're like, is it really worth it? Or do we just get a Bimini so we can mount our solar and stuff to the Bimini, and we get a new Dodger because this Dodger is falling apart. It was falling apart more as I was taking it off.
Because you kind of do really want a Dodger. I could see the way more pros than cons.
Yeah, I mean there's some cons, but
if you keep it low enough.
Yeah, I just don't know if we want to go any lower. I mean, maybe. Well, we really couldn't go any lower because of the frame.
Oh yeah,
because the frame has it set. Yeah, which is fine. I mean, it's fine as long as we give As long as the Bimini has enough room that I can stand underneath it, like on the seats, like stand up on the seats so I can see over. Right.
And we want to make sure that he or me, whoever, can sit either under the Dodger or under the Bimini and like have shade where you can like either work, watch TV, whatever. Yeah. Like you just need some shade up there. Because that's kind of why we decided against the enclosure too. We
want sun.
We want sun. We want air. Like we don't want to be. We're choosing to live on the water. Like we don't want to make it seem like we're indoors. That's not the whole idea. We get that it keeps heat in, and it does get cold on the water, but that's what coats are for. And it's really only December, January, February, maybe 4 months of maybe
of like
cold. It's more like 3 if we're being honest.
Maybe we really only had 2-3 weeks of it being cold.
Yeah, like January and February were like the worst.
Yeah,
that was it.
Besides that, it's 40s. I mean, it's cold. Yeah, don't get me wrong, it's cold, and wet, but
yeah. So, and when we looked around at the marina, nobody really has full enclosure.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a couple Dodgers. Not really any Biminis, just mostly Dodgers. It's at least, I mean, any kind of canvas, stuff like that. It's a luxury item, I guess, in a way, right? It's not a necessity to sail.
It's a Gucci bag.
Yeah, yeah, basically. And like some people don't like the look of Dodgers. Like some Dodgers just don't look great.
Huh? Really? They don't all look the same.
You can get there's like different styles. You can get like different styles of Dodgers. Oh. You can get some that are higher. You can get some that are lower. The type of window material can change how it looks too. Like I was almost wondering if we could do 2 different types of window material. I was almost thinking maybe if we did like the big piece that now we're rambling, but the
future talk. This is like what we do.
Yeah,
Justin and his plans.
The big piece kind of between, because we really need those 2 side windows to be able to roll up.
Because of the winch.
Because of the winches and the way that everything's kind of set up. We need those 2 pieces to be able to roll up. So if we keep those the normal vinyl, right? And then if we have that one in the middle, I wonder if we could do that as that the semi-rigid polycarbonate stuff, so it doesn't get all nasty and faded.
You can't even see. You couldn't even see out of the windows of our Dodger.
No, and actually, I think over the last since we've gotten it, they've got even worse. So I mean, it was one of those things that was nice to have, like on the rainy days and stuff. It definitely, I think, is going to be a little bit missed, but it's one of those things of it was starting to fall apart,
and it was an ugly color,
and it was disgusting.
Look, it was like a burgundy, right?
It's brown. No, it wasn't burgundy.
Didn't you say it was like a reddish, like?
Yeah, it's like a reddish, like burgundy kind of color, brownish. No, it was purple. It was a burgundy. It was just not cool.
We should get. Well, we can't copy our friends who have green.
Green.
Vote in. What colors should we? We have to match our Bimini and our Dodger, and our sail cover is black.
It's like a chocolate brown.
Ugh, more brown. Oh my God.
I mean, I don't care if they mismatch. It's whatever.
I don't care either. It's just. Anything else?
Not that I can think of, just more rambles. Yeah, but we should probably end it before we keep rambling.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for
Follow us on Third Eye Sailing on Instagram.
Yep.
Orca Auras Jewelry on Etsy and eBay. We're on Apple, Spotify, Anchor, Google. Did I miss any?
I think those are the big ones. Yeah. And of course, you can always grab our RSS feed, put it in whatever app you love the most. If you click on the link, the Anchor link, you should be able to grab the feed and you can put it wherever you want. Yeah, that's it.
It's been fun.
Not sure if we'll do. I don't know if we'll do an episode next week.
Oh.
We're not really gonna have much to talk about. We kind of covered a lot of our bases. And,
yeah, and it's our anniversary next week.
And it's our anniversary, so.
Peace out,
Yep.
bitches.
All right. Bye.
Bye.